Hi, my name's Isabella Wishart, and I have a biomedical intent.
My name is Caleb Jessup, and I have a mechanical engineering intent.
My name is Jacob Monison, and I also have a mechanical engineering intent.
And our product was a 3D secret safe bottle. Within the engineering program at NC State, we use the engineering design process. This is a cycle which is repeated many times until a product is finalized. It includes ask, then to imagine, then to plan, create, and improve. And we will go further in depth with this in the following slides.
Our group was tasked with designing a product with two distinct functions that can be used while being on vacation. The main requirements for this product were the product must have two distinct functions, and the final fabrication must be comprised of at least 25% 3D printed materials. The product should also be aesthetically pleasing with an original design and, above all, be functional.
After analyzing the requirements, we started by brainstorming ideas by discussing common problems that we've experienced while on vacation, and then discussed various ways in which these issues could be resolved. We decided a common issue we all had experienced was worrying about valuable items being stolen if left unguarded. Our practical solution to this was that we should design a product that seems like a normal and arbitrary item, but give it the ability to hold items without being suspicious, and a technical sketch of that is depicted on the right.
For the planned portion of the cycle, we decided to create a bottle that was able to hold liquids while also having a secret compartment at the bottom. Our original design was going to be 100% 3D printed, and we had to take steps to be able to learn and use the 3D printers at State. We decided to go through the e-garage, apply, and go through the training process to use the 3D printers there. Our original design consisted of 3 pieces. However, due to size constraints of the 3D printer, we had to slice one of the parts in half and epoxy the 2 parts together as one unit. We did all of our designing and parts modeling on SolidWorks, which we obtained through the school's education licenses with them. And on the right, you can see our 3 computer-generated models.
The next step of the process was to 3D print the pieces. This required roughly around 23 hours to print, however there was a few hours that were wasted either on failed attempts or printing problems. In the photos we can see the different pieces being printed, such as one of the interior cylinders as well as the cap.
The next step to the engineering design cycle is improve. Ways we have already improved. After 3D printing, we decided that we needed to make our product more aesthetically pleasing for the consumer. So we decided to add a marble textured vinyl to the outside of our water bottle. We also added felt to the interior of the secret compartment such that hard metal objects won't rattle around. Some ways in which we would like to improve in the future. Our product is currently only 70% of the actual size that it was intended to be due to the 3D printer size constraints and also the sheer amount of time it would require to print if it was the actual size. So we would definitely make it larger. We would also decrease the number of thread rotations and add a rubber seal to make sure our bottle was 100% waterproof, as this was an issue we found. We would also make a more consumer-friendly cap that doesn't require the complete removal of the cap to access the water.
This is a picture of our final product. As you can see, there's the vinyl lining on the outside that we used to make it more aesthetically pleasing and to cover where we had to epoxy the 2 pieces together. There's also the cap that we wanted to fix. As you can see, it's just like a screw-off cap, and we wanted to make it a lot better for consumers, in which it would have a straw or just or like a pop-up top or something like that. And also on the inside, there is the felt lining, and we also wanted to make it easier to unscrew, which is why we wanted to decrease the amount of ridges there are on it.
So while doing this project, we were met with many different challenges in our design. One of them being the size constraints set by the 3D printer. We were unable to print a full-size prototype or product due to the 3D printer not allowing us to print that big. Another challenge we ran into was learning how to manage other class assignments while balancing time for our FEDD project. So with college, a lot more assignments are given out and a lot more stuff's required of us to be done. So working around the FEDD project with that helped with time management skills and helped develop them. Lastly, we also had to learn how to use SolidWorks for 3D printing, and that was a bit of a learning curve for some of us not knowing how to do it beforehand.
As you can see, here are some pictures of us at the FEDD competition. Our product placed second out of 15 total groups within the Cisco 3D printing project. Many people were interested in our product and said that we should be on the market. Our product was very unique and not a single group had anything remotely similar to ours.
What we would do differently would be we would allow for more time to get our original model right. So we would spend more time with certain details. And we would also try to find a larger 3D printer, which would eliminate how we had to cut the middle in half and epoxy it together.
And lastly, some advice to the class of 2023. Firstly, don't procrastinate. Do your stuff when you need it done. It's always easier to do it not on a super huge time crunch. Also, check your email often for updates from your teachers, whether classes canceled or anything. And try to complete assignments ahead of time. It's always better to do it ahead of time because then you have more time to do whatever you want. And also just make sure you know when things are due so you're not getting late assignments.